Hey Woodturners, Captain Eddie here. Got a project for you today. I've been talking about those carbide cutters forever and how you can make your own tools. Well, what I forgot to tell you was how to make your own handles. So today we're going to make a handle. Made this one out of some figured maple I had around the shop that looked like it had a nasty crack in it. So I figured I'd play with it a little bit and see, and the crack really wasn't, it was a surface crack. So it's good straight grain, looks pretty, got a lot of color. Oh, the red handle, so when it's down in the tool, I know what tool it is. Aha. All right, I'm going to show you. We're going to do a furrow. We're going to drill it on the drill. We're going to turn it on a lathe, turn between centers, and make a tool handle. You ready? Watch. All right, let's get started. A friend gave me some rosewood. I'm going to use a piece of this for a tool handle because I really like the way it looks. I've got Kokobo and I've got Blackwood handles. Don't worry about that. Okay, now to get started, going over to the drill press. I'm going to drill a hole in each end. In this case, I'm going to drill 3/8 inch holes in each end. I'm going to use this rig I put on my drill press. Now, to make sure the table is level, because that's real critical to drill a plumb hole, is a level table. I use this S-shaped device. It's just a piece of rod bent to the shape of an S. Put it in a chuck, turn it side to side, and see if it touches the table the same degree on both sides. That says your table's level to the quill. Simple device. Now if I have to fine tune it, I got a fine tuning device for that. Look at this. Yep, works for me. The bolt is pretty tight underneath, and after I get done adjusting it, I crank down a little bit more on that 3/4 inch bolt. Now, a hole in both ends, right? Now, I'm going to hold this between what they call a fan pull stop and my regular revolving center. Now, this could be a dead center. Anything that holds this will be fine. It could be a bolt in your spigot jars, but this will probably snug to a 3/8 inch hole, really nice. And what it does is give me a friction fit, which means if I hang up, it's going to stop. I'm not going to tear anything off. I get a second shot at it. That's how I used to teach in shop class, between dead centers. Okay, remember all that smoke? Yeah, okay. Now, we have it between dead centers. We're going to spin this thing at about 1,000 RPMs. And we're going to use our roughing gouge that we just touched up on a Blackhawk with a brand new edge on it to knock this down. Then we'll lay it out. You with me? Good. Before we started turning today, we did a little lake maintenance. Went ahead and cleaned off the bed. And to do that, I used a device made by Wagner that I bought for cleaning the windows on my house. You see how it hangs? If it hangs up, it stops. Now that scruffy pad is available in a kit that'll fit your pistol drill, so you don't have to buy that $100 device. It stops so often, tighten up the quill. Nice gentle cuts, I'm not in a hurry. But that piece I was showing you, that'll remove all the gunk and goop and all that off the lake table and clean it up, but not remove metal. Nice, huh? A little bit of noise means we're not round yet. I want you to note something. I'm not plowing into that piece with the roughing gouge. Get away from the idea that this is a roughing gouge. This is just a real U-shaped gouge. Okay? I'm rubbing a bevel and sliding along. I get a good, straight, nice cut. Now, the beauty is, even with the roughing gouge, this is not in bad shape. And that's really important. I don't want to be tearing things up that I have to fix later. Now, what are we going to use for a template? I like the feel of this one, so let's use this for a template. Pretty nice tool. It's a Hamlet. It's got a pretty good handle on it now. I'm going to stay about 3/4 to an inch off the end over here because I have the lumber. Alright, then I'm going to mark down here, this is the length with the ferrule. That's with the ferrule. Now, all this on this far end, I'm going to use that a little bit too. But the tool I'm making this for is one of those small 12 millimeter round cutters. It's going to be on a 3/8 bar. I don't want to reach out too far, so I don't need to have a lot of leverage on the back. It's for hollowing small items. So this will work for me. Now let's get a couple other reference marks. That'll be the back of my ferrule. My ferrule is going to be 1/2 of a pipe coupling, a 1-inch in diameter pipe coupling. Why this? Well, because I forgot to get a 3/4. I would have used the 3/4. But on we go. This next mark is the high point of this. This next point is the low point of this. Then we're going to go back here and mark again the high point of the butt. So you see what I've got is some reference marks. When I start roughing it in, I can do it. Now, because I have a template, I don't need to lay this thing out and do little plows. I'm going to put it up here and take a look at it and say, okay, I'm going to go in a 1/4 inch here, take off the nose, round the back. I can see it. You see? All right. You're looking right at it. So if the template's here, what do you need? And guess what? I'm going to use the template to turn it. Isn't that sweet? Now, a roughing gouge is really just that. It's not the finished tool. So I'm going to jump off this and go to my skew now. Now that I have a pretty good grip on things, I kind of like the way that feels. And I've started to narrow my neck down so I can get my coupling on. That's important. One more time. That's why we had it on here. We brought it up and we got a mark. Right there. That's our depth. We want to come up light. That old Yankee wood turner used to say, measure twice, cut once. Take slicing cuts, it will go. So that's what we're going to do with a pair of pliers right now. Hope you noticed the color change. Did you hear it? Yeah. I got it up there. It burnished a little bit. A little bit? It smoked the whole way. But I know it's tight. Now, shaping up that nose, coming down, I went past my stop cut, go in and clean it up a little bit, and that's pretty much the shaping. Now, I'll sand her out, including the ferrule, and do a little bit of a slice here so I got a guidance when I cut it off later. Same thing on the other end. Show it to you in a minute when I get a little finish on it. Stick with me. What I did a few minutes ago was I sanded out the 400 grit. Then I took some medium thin super glue, green dot label from Star Bond, and I put one coat on, front to back, and I'm buffing a little bit with about a 800 grit pad I get from Vince Welsh. I mention all those names because those are people that work with wood turners. Star Bond supplies at the clubs at a great price. Vince Welsh, look up Vince Welsh. He sells sandpaper, the blue flex and the pads and the supplies. Unbelievable pricing. So I'll buff this out, and then I'm going to put one more coat of super glue on. I might put a mark or two down here on the end. You know what? I'm going to take my texturizing tool and put a band down here, just so when it's over there in the rack, I know which one's that little hollow. Well, there you have it, guys. Return to tool handle. So if you go to my website and you buy some cutters, and you buy a bar or you buy a combo kit or whatever, and you need a handle to put it in, now you got one. This is ugly with that 1-inch ferrule, but yeah, hardware store is not open on Sunday, so kind of live with what I have. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I'm making shavings. Hope you are too. Take care. Oh, wait. You know what these things are great for? Freedom pens. Freedom pens, freedom pens, freedom pens. Need to get some pens going for our troops. The goal this year, cross over 150,000. Come on, guys. Get out there and turn. Make some shavings. Oh, yeah. This is going to be pretty. Be a little too pretty for a tool handle. Nah.